Listen at them. We sorry for the small technical each they will get. The program they show they continue. Any side they will listen, send a message or comment to the number 077 981 or you go on our Facebook page. We they continue for look at that issue. They also the Youth Connect Up Center and our projects where UNDP they support the Ministry of Youth Affairs for build 3 up center them na Kailaun, Bond and Falaba district. Also then center they are for make young people learn different in them. And this make the Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohammed Omar Bangura, say they don't turn dirty over for bill the 3 up center them and say this go up for reduce plenty unemployment will be the another part say na the country. Well again we go listen to Cheno Jalo as he put this report together. For make una listen to that report there. For the time being, I continue with my studio guest Samuel Ansumana, Director of Communications from Statistics Salon. And therefore talk about the midterm population and housing census where they may don't start for doing inside July. And according to Anedina, the planning stage now for this particular midterm population and housing census. Talking about the planning stage of this midterm population and housing census. We know the key things we don't put in place as a plan where you think say we didn't in place so much complaint not go come out from the public because obviously we not go get it right 100%.
Okay, just as you say, let's just pick up from that QD. Say, nowhere in the world you really get data collection 100%.
Okay.
You get a threshold way for each. All right. So, as soon as you reach that threshold, you are good, you are home and dry, you're safe to go. Okay. But you always get issues there and there, logistical challenges and there and all of that. So at this stage, we're on the cartographic mapping. All right. Now we don't already do the interviews. The second phase one at the supplementary list, we employ in excess of 1,200 people for do the cartographic mapping. Salon, for the cartographic mapping. Now, waiting the cartographic mapping to do make a break and down. Cartography, now like where you go map the hosting where you get. All right, the housing and population where you get. So where you go check every house where you get, every area where you get na salon.
What you can call
based on that day, nine they determine how much people you go send a field for go count. You cannot do your projection down. All right,
okay.
But every now you go where you go do the cartographic mapping and I say they map the enumeration areas. Enumeration area na any settlement or place where inhabitable, where habitable rather, where you get 80 to 120 households, between 80 to 120 households. Now one enumeration area. All right, so
okay.
When you go do the mapping now, in fact, that will give an idea of how much people can get for day in the country. So, for example, if you go do cartographic mapping, then the average number of people in every household, because you go now every household, the average number of people in every household now 5. All right, if you times that by the number of households, it will give you an idea of what's your population get for them.
So when we talk about household or house structure, like we do not consider as an house structure because we get
household.
some hosting there. You see the male building in the front. They get a half one they like Pambodi or they single home or Mempala. In this on a planning stage of doing the midterm population and housing census, we do not count like a house structure.
Okay, household.
Household, sorry.
Okay. Household. Nah. A situation where you get like a compound and inside it you get houses.
Okay.
All right, now in a household. Okay, so not just one structure. Okay, the household are like the entirety of all the structures, because you can get one compound, you get 5-6 different apartments where all man they live. Okay, you also get situations as you say them pambody, there other stuff then there and everything of that stuff. They were in a houses and with the counting as well. They included. Okay, so And what would they do the counting at the head of the house where they talk to? The head of the house. None of us say we're gonna forget you, for example, Sabtu come all other than this also when your family members when all can sit up now. Now you will they ask for account for people within your house. And other one and they will count based on what you give it. Now with the count. But if you tend for like skew the number, as in whether you want increase or you want decrease, there is a way we are not going to divulge where we would get.
But unable to detect that if somebody want increase
of course,
number
we able for telling punishment and they for dandy.
The
act are not going to divulge them because it go time like say you dey go on a war and you just go tell people like you armor where you get, the tactics the way you get and everything. Those things happen every year.
And that people increase number
there are
of
people,
family members.
Yes, there are people where for some reason, some people not even out of bad intent or whatever. We do censuses, and they tell you some people if they get people and then also get mental problems, they won't include them. You understand?
And
they
not include them on a kitikasi.
No. Everybody within you also whether he crazy, whether he well, whether he sick for content. But some people, then go see and say, okay, this person, they don't even want, so they can keep her in one room, self, they don't want to talk butter. You understand? So all of these are things which can happen, and we have strategies to unearth them one early. All right, we are not going to divulge now, but the point is we are trying our level best to make this census as inclusive as possible, so that everybody at the end of the day, go get a population figure where we all go be proud of as saying and say this is reflective of everybody. And that thing where people let me say today, they're not count me. You get a responsibility for be counted as an individual.
That's not the responsibility.
Your responsibility now that census now the biggest statistical undertaking in any country. Alright? If you sit down, they not count you. Then decide where you day go be underrepresented in the population figures.
Is it that the people no make them count them on our own statistics, so not get the capacity and all what it take for reach out to people no matter how hard the area they?
Either ways, up to you. You get a responsibility.
Because when you say they not count me, it's as if that the person for Camna statistics.
No, not the person for Camna statistics. We get situations where people and they say, me they not count me. Alright? So I don't even know. But one thing where people for even understand that they can count you not physically day. Say for example, if you're in a compound, you know somebody way not petty trading you to do. On the morning when they come for can count, so that morning if you're not there around, you don't go. It don't mean say because you know they mean say they not count you. Because other people the way they account for you say you there now you they live. Alright, you get 2-3 picking or whatsoever it is and all of that. Okay? So then go count you don't mean say pass you did physically, that's not one. But in situations where some people in the way they go say, me will host them not candy and all of that. In fact, if we go on a house, I go tell you now for free. Let me tell you what is going to happen. If we go on a particular house, sometimes we talk to a few people and then sometimes the other apartment and people and all they will take their numbers. We do follow-ups, alright? We'll go back for cross check, alright? For see exactly if then people and they don't can now. And we can able for talk to them and all of that.
Okay, looking at the people that can send out for go do this midterm population and housing census. So many things involved: approach, manners, politeness, and way of talking. For let the people and say for you to go meet able give the information we wanna need. In terms of letting people know say this night wanna they go for, let them understand and get the patients. Like wanna can make them go through any training.
Yeah, there is no way which send people to the field without training them. Ethics, mannerism, all right, and also the actual job of data collection. You have to because some people in they go on their house, sometimes you wake bad.
Yeah, because you go meet someone is gone, then you go in a very rude manner, you not go respond to
sometimes you wake bad, and or sometimes they in a mood swing period, so you have to find the way for engage that person. So all of these are trainings we give to enumerators for make sure they're able to talk to people then and then get the right information where they want.
Okay, continue for the with we. In name na Samuel Ansumana, and in the Director of Communications from Statistics Salon. They talk about the plan and stage within day now for the midterm population and housing. census. The program meet they show they continue for send message or comments to the number 077 981 981, or you go on our Facebook page. Inside the program I would take some message them. This one said the issue about the midterm population and housing census is not timely. This is a way of reducing the number of people who are, well, their message they not too clear. Another one they say, what was the last population of the people in the country from the last census? This other message say the issue about inclusiveness is one which has been a serious challenge whenever there is a census going on. How well we will make sure that this midterm population and housing census involve everybody, no matter the political party they belong to or whatever physical challenge they have. Another message is that does statistics alone have the capacity and what it takes for them to go all over the country? Trust me, some area, especially in the provinces, are so much hard to reach with so many old challenges. More message inside the program would they look at this other one on the story of the agro processing competitiveness project. This one they say thanks to the ministry and those who support. This is a timely intervention. We have so many young people who have business initiative, but they cannot bring it out. They cannot bring it out because they lack support. Another message they say $400 million. I hope this will utilize for the right purpose. This message is say statistics alone. How well will you involve or do what is right in terms of inclusiveness and transparency? Well, from the message in there, I will stop here for now. I'll bring in Samuel and Sumana. We will respond. Samuel, you don't hear the message, then we come for you. You can respond to them now.
Okay, so somebody they asked about the current population, that is the last population. All right, now 7,093,113.
Okay.
7,093,113 are the population Nandi. This other person they say how we will make sure say this one become inclusive as opposed to the other one. We want to bring everybody on board when a stakeholder, from civil society, the media. We now make even with the media, we sign lots of MOUs with media houses, and one of the media houses will sign MOU with the 98.1. We get for sign an MOU pretty soon. We just get a few things that we try for, put in place and tie so that we'll be able for get that MOU signed. With the bring camp people and from political parties, every political party. In fact, by default, all the political parties in Sierra Leone represented on the advisory committee.
But when I can take into consideration what they can suggest or idea
we
can bring.
Of course, we
actually suggestion or idea from the opposition.
That's the thing. We get the first meeting of the advisory committee. People like Dennis Bright from with the party in himself. Pardon me. Dennis Bright in party na not to see for see na the what has in party.
PMDC.
Can the Yumkela in party?
Okay.
NGC, when are the chairman for NGC, even Dede, we get people in from SLPP, we get people in from other political parties, we come there just for make sure say first of all we needed to explain to them the rationale behind the census and then sink down the in, everybody suck down the in, and at the end of the day I will tell you for free say the information don't everybody understands say this census is not the political parties that will tell you that day at this moment at this juncture they don't understand now say this.
But we see recently concern come out from the opposition.
Now they tell you the concern from the opposition have been the timeline, it's not to be for the whether
but
the
still
census,
are related to the census, whether timeline or waiting.
Yeah, the release them in pool, that time they will not be engaged in it. After we don't engage them, all right. Where we talk
so
to them,
they not be pull a release or concern, not for being
engaged. No, we certainly for engage them, but then just put them in pull a release and then get the right for pull a release because then our opposition.
How well not consider the concern in terms of the timeline and all. Let not be so I just listen to them again with the final result of everything or don't come more than see waiting and talk but not reflective.
We consider the timeline. We do lots of engagements to WISEF, and I will tell you for free say we will get a word very soon. All right. I tell you at the start of the program, we go get some updated information we will provide to the populace.
So July, August, we are now in September. September almost come to an end. When the planning stage go down?
The planning stage get for continue. They not go
Okay.
done. It go be a continual process till we get the actual counting.
So when the actual counting go start?
As it is now, na December 4th, na the date. All right.
December. So from that same day, from July to now, when are the expected things they will not for don't put in place for meet up on a deadline of the actual counting of the midterm population and housing census?
First things first, we do what they call locality verification. Then I for go and go verify the locality then for see
Okay.
if all the places within a salon, some still exist, some maybe don't go into dissolution, some need they exist again. We don't do that. All right. We also they do equipment for the cartographic mapping. We they do the cartographic field work itself. We they do communication, publicity, and advocacy. We don't they do that. Then we go do the pilot census, and then we do the main data collection, and then we do it in and call post enumeration.
So looking at the midterm in population housing census, is it that not just us them when I get for go? We get some people in na garage they work, na even they didn't tap. How
Very
that can
well.
reach out to them people
Very
in there
good
also?
question. Very good question. We get what's in called institutional questionnaire. We're not to just houses stand the day for. We're going to hospitals, we're going to garages, we're going to mental homes, all right? We're going to the street. Every place, we're in a place where people in the live.
Okay.
Whether not privileged people or underprivileged people.
Okay, Samuel, this text they say those that are undertaking the mid-term census most times don't go right up the hills to count those that are residing there. They will ignore them because of the hills, and that shows a sign of laziness and an unauthentic census report at the end of the day.
Okay, so then they bring me to the point if we get the capacity. We get the capacity with CAPI.
That will make
Before
us
this
the
term,
capacity, yeah.
before this term, we go tell you say sub you supposed for go on one mountainous area because the place hard for you to sit down now the comfort of your home and enter. Now with CAPI, all of the devices get GPS. Even without internet, the GPS they pick. All right, so they will tell exactly if usai we assign you, now then you go and from there the data they come out.
Okay,
So they bring efficiency and accuracy to the
so
to
waiting the public
process.
for expect from statistics alone in terms of transparency and make sure say they involve everybody we get right to the census.
Okay, I go pick the cue from you again. Then for expect transparency and inclusiveness. Then for expect accuracy and a population and housing census data where we insist on that day because this census we call on the people census. The
But it's just
and
indeed
housing-
it will reflect the people's.
Of course, it will
Okay.
be the people's census. We want to make people an owner. Now, I make in fact, let tell you something. Subtu, even the equipment we do now by district. So, for example, if na Bo you resident, you know the Komobo, you go work na Kenema. You come work Kenema, you go work na Kono. If for be the people of Kono, now they for work na Kono, therefore own the process. All right.
Okay.
That now one way we tell people and say this census are the people census. We know the people in Freetown care and go for work na Port Loko. No, you for be resident of Port Loko for work na Port Loko.
Okay, plenty thank you to you, Samuel and Sumana, Director of Communications from Statistics Salon. I'm a guest today inside the program Midday Show. Thank you, we be my guest in Kamna the program.
Thank you.
Well,
very
now
much.
this edition of the program Midday Show for today, Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020, go left you. Plenty thank you to DJ Cliff for the technical support. Moses Kavua will make on us live on the Facebook page, and also to producer Alex Lawrence Koma and Michael Sambola. May we bring this edition of the program Midday Show come to you this afternoon. Me and Sabtu Kalon, and I say stay tuned to this frequency. Bye bye.